SOS, I need a queen. I getting phone calls, beekeepers looking for queen. Stories like my hive swarmed, so I need a queen. First of all, a hive cannot swarm without leave anything behind, any backup. That means before swarming, they making queen cells, they capping them, and then anytime if the weather is good, they can swarm. But they definitely go and leave another virgin queen instead of old one flying out. That's the first thing. But say 3 weeks after your hive swarmed, you can't see any eggs, any larvae, anything. You're going through your hive, there's honey, but no eggs. The question is there a virgin queen in that hive? That's the first question. The second question is, if there is a virgin one, is she okay? I mean, after 3 weeks after the queen was born, she cannot mate anymore. Three and a half weeks. It's a maximum period within queen can mate. So you have to find out if there is virgin queen in your hive or nook. I looked through that nook a few times, couldn't find a queen. Now I'll show you what we have here. What we have here, lots of honey, capped honey. Bees are buzzing a bit. By behavior, you can tell there is something wrong. Again, there's honey, no brood, whatsoever, no brood. No brood at all. Oh, this one is interesting. Again, I'm looking for the queen, can't see any queen. But what I can see is drone brood left over. And there is couplet cells. Oh, there is a bee hatching out. There is a little bee hatching out. That means this bee, the egg was laid 21 days ago, exactly 21 days ago. So there, it's not very late, so the queen still can get mated if there is one. Again, another bee hatching out here. So if there is a virgin queen, she's not too old. Well, she in the very last days, but if she mated, you will see first eggs in 3-4 days. But by buzzing, I can hear there's problem in this hive. Usually, queenless hive, the bees standing in rows, tails up and buzzing. That they telling you we are have trouble. What we're going to do in here, we're going to do simple test. We're going to put a test frame. What a test frame means? Test frame, I'm going to pull frame with the larvae, small larvae as possible, and eggs from the other queen-right hive, and put in the middle of this nook. In 2 days time, I'm going to pull out that frame, shake the bees and see what happens. If they pull in queen cells of the larvae they have on that frame, it means they trying to make their own queen. So it means they are queenless. If they just feed in larvae, not pulling any queen cells, everything goes as usual, it means there's still virgin queen in there. You have to find it, Obviously, if she is too old, kill it and introduce new mated queen into it. So I'm gonna take one frame, make room for a test frame. I pull out this one, and I bring the frame with the larvae and eggs for this nuke. So I found frame here which contains larger larvae, small larvae, and there's some eggs in those cells as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it right in the middle of that nuke. Test. And I'm going to close it for 2-3 days. Don't take frame with the comb which is too old. They'll be hard for the bees to rebuild it into the queen cells. So try to have a comb reasonably young. We're going to check that frame in 2 days time. It's a very similar situation in this hive here, but just as larger colony. And looking through that, all those frames, some of them some calf brood, but I cannot find the queen. Especially with a larger amount of bees, it's very hard to spot virgin queen. Virgin queen is small. It's almost the size of an ordinary bee, and especially if you have some drones and if you have not much of experience, it's hard to find something in this hive. So it just quickly look through those frames. Honey, that's just a bit of a nectar drone comb. Pure honey. Pure honey. Well, with some pollen, of course. Love, pollen. No brood at all. Again, some plain cups. They're empty, and there is no eggs in those cells. Larger colony, no calf brood, nothing. You don't know when that was swarm, when that lost the queen, and if there is any virgin in this hive. Very same thing, we're going to put test frame into the middle of this hive. So I take one frame just to make a room, and I'm going to get frame with the open larvae and eggs. So I found the frame with a bit of a calf brood in the middle, but there's a large amount of larvae here, some eggs. There's a larvae here and small, very small larvae and eggs. That's what I need. Right in the middle of the hive. Test. So I repeat, there is no brood, no eggs, no drone layer eggs, thank God. Drone layer, if you can see few eggs in the cell, and they're not on the bottom, they're on the size of 3, 4, 5 eggs. That is a drone layer. That's an ordinary worker start laying eggs, and that's a really bad situation you better off forget about that colony and get a new one, because it's very hard to get it back to life. So we have a look at that colony in 2 days time, see what happens with our test frame, and we'll see what we can do. Talk to you later. Hello, it's 4 days gone since we have put test frame into this nook, and we see what happened in 4 days. I couldn't do any videos last 2 days for simple reason, it was rainy. So today we're going to open it, nook and the other hive, and see what test frame, how's the test frame is feeling. Now, so the behavior of bees is changed a bit. They more calm, so they got something. They got either virgin queen, or they made some queen cells on the test frame. So we simply pulling up the test frame. Oh, shaking the bees, and kula bula, a lot of queen cells. What does that means? Here, that's actually the varroa crawling. I hope you can see it. That's varroa mite. Anyhow, next few videos we will make about varroa, hopefully. So we have a lot of queen cells on this side and some on this side as well. So that means there's definitely no virgin queen in this hive. Now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to destroy all these queen cells, take this frame and put it back into the hive where it was originally, and before that I have to check again, just in case, 2 frames next door to the test frame, for simple reason. Bees could pull out the egg of the test frame, bring to the second next door frame and make a queen cell there. It's often happened. So I just need to check, just in case, there is definitely no queen cells on those frames. And again, it's full of honey. So if I introduce mated queen in here, she have no room to lay. So I have to get rid of those frames with the honey and give them some drone comb instead. Choose drone comb. So checking the second frame for queen cells. The best way is shake the bees, then you can clearly see it's not and hide it under the layer of bees. This frame and the other frame is, this one is not too bad actually, but this one is full of honey too. So it's too much feed in this nook. I gonna give them foundation, because all comb is drawn on those frames. Remember, a comb is a gold on your apiary. In event of honey flow, bees have nowhere to put wax, because they produce in wax when they bringing nectar into the hive, into the nook. They produce a special ferment, it's invertase, which destroys sugar, sucrose on monosugars, fructose and glucose. And when they have that, they have as well producing wax. It's like human sweating. When you work hard, like sweating. So they have to get rid of that wax. If they have nowhere to build, they simply drop in those wax little flakes on the floor, so they go into the mesh floor. So they wasting them. So when you have your undrawn foundation into your nook or hive, instead of they making braces in here and trying to get rid of the wax somewhere, they'll be putting wax on your undrawn frame, which is benefit for you. So you have to make sure they always have a bit of undrawn frame on your nooks or hives for bees to build it, to get rid of the wax flakes which they produce in anyway. So I just need another empty foundation for here, because it's just too much stores in this one. I go and get one. So I just got another foundation here, and I put an in between of stores and drone wax. So that's that. Now we're going to introduce mated queen, which I usually have in my pocket. Pushing cage, as you know from before, candy plug here, mated marked queen inside. There we go, baby. I push in between those two drone comb frames. That's it. Again, because the weather is not too great for the next few days, so the honey flow will be very little or nothing. And to increase acceptance of queen, I have to give them some syrup. They have to be busy taking syrup and not mind change of a queen or newer queen, like just introduced into this hive. So I simply give them just not much. 200 grams is plenty for them. Now that's it. That is the hive we have put test frame into 4 days ago. We see what happened last 4 days. Again, it's a test frame, and we're checking if that hive has any queen virgin or whichever queen, because there are no cab brood, nothing, all cab brood hatched out. So if there is a queen, we don't know how old is that queen. So we're going to find out first what happened on test frame, if there is any queen cells. We shake the bees, and Kula boola, there is no queen cells. What that means? That means there's a virgin queen in there. We're going to look again through this hive. We might be looking, we'll find the queen. Middle frame is empty comb, there's no eggs, I can't see any eggs, I can't see any queen. Again, it's a big, there's a wasp here trying to attack me honey. So I don't know if there's a queen here, I can't see her. I have to find out if she is there. There's a lot of drones here, a lot of bees, I can't see the queen. A lot of honey too. Let's say no queen. Now I just want to prepare myself. I'm going to do is I'm going to put landing board here and shake all those bees onto that landing board. But I'm going to change the box for a newer box. Obviously I want all the bees to go through the queen excluder and the queen will be left outside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the queen in this box. I'm going to lift this box just a meter away. There's no queen here. I'm going to put very same box with the queen excluder fixed to it. I pulled out entrance lock. I have to make sure there is no holes at the sides. so the queen can just squeeze in. Oops. All construction is falling down. And I'm going to shake all bees on that landing board, so the bees will go back through the queen excluder into the hive on the frames. I'm putting empty frames back into the hive. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake all those bees on the landing board and put the frames back into the box. So they will all go through the queen excluder and the queen will be left outside. Queen and drones will be left outside. But I have to keep it covered with the crown board each time, because the queen can fly over and land onto the frames, so I won't find her. So there we go. That is more or less it. That's all procedure. Now we need to just sit back, relax, make sure there's nothing coming through any holes here, so they only can go through the queen excluder. We can help them a little bit with the smoke, very little, not much. Don't get too excited. And you have to find the queen. We're looking for a queen. There's lots of drones, they all be left outside. Only the bees, the worker bees, can go through the queen excluder. Oh, now, can see her now. Oh, kula bula. Kula bula. There is a queen. Now, so I don't know, is this queen virgin? Well, it's not mated because there's no eggs. She might be mated a few days ago, but there was no weather. So I better off, and I don't know the age of her. So I better off kill this queen and introduce new mated queen, which is definitely proof for calf brood and everything. And I don't know genetics of that queen either. So I don't want this queen. She could be too old, she could become a drone layer, so she's no good. But now I'm safe enough to introduce mated queen into this box. So now I simply can let all those bees get in. Again, there's too much honey in that hive. I'm going to take few frames and replace them with a drone comb. So when they released new mated queen, she has some room to lay. And again, I given them some foundation. So if they have excess of the wax, they can use it instead of building bracings and things which I no need. So I simply given them a couple of empty drone comb frames. right in the middle. Now, and another very important thing, all those bees are old. They're not young because there was no calf brood whatsoever. Most of them are over 3-4 weeks old, so the lifespan of them not too long. But the old bees not really accepting newer queens. So what you need is a young bees. Young bees accepting anything. Where can I get young bees? Because I have no young bees in here. I will take frame of calf brood which is ready to emerge or started to emerge from another hive over the queen excluder. So I definitely know there is no eggs in that frame. I go and get one of those frames and show you. So I found frame like that from different hive. It was lifted at least 9+ days ago up over the queen excluder. So the bees are starting to hatch. See, the bees are hatching there. And all those darker calf brood, the bees will come out today. There's another bees hatching here. So it will come out in a couple of minutes. Few more start cutting the cappings. So that frame is very important for me, because that frame it contains very young bees. Acception of queens with the young bees is excellent. So we need those young bees into that hive to get higher rate of our acception of the newer queen. Because old bees is not accepting queen very good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that frame right in the middle of this hive. And then I'm going to take mated queen, which as usual I have in my pocket, and push this cage between that capped emerging brood and the drone comb frame I just after putting in. So when young bees coming out, they go into the queen, and that's his mother, and they protect her from older bees so she won't be killed. So that's a little trick for you, but this acception of queen is increasing significantly. So that's all job done. So I have just to put all those bits in together, put a entrance block when those old bees get in. Actually going to help them a little bit. So basically that's two situations we looked at, where it was no virgin queen and there was queen which was virgin. We don't know was she old or not, and it's a known breed. So I'm going to put all these bits back together. Don't forget your feeder. You have to give them some syrup. It's increasing accepting queen. An empty super. I'll go give them about 150-200 grams of syrup only. Very little. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.